Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Diablo 3. My name is Wilfred, and in today's video I'd like to share with you a clip that I've recorded a little bit early on when I was doing the last conquest of the season for my season journey, which is in order to reach the Guardian status. So as you know, the season journey could be rather interesting and rewarding because you progress as you go through chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4, then go through Slayer, Champion, Destroyer, Conqueror, as well as reaching the Guardian status. Would require you to do certain objective. Different kind of like tier would require you to do different objective. And in order to reach Destroyer, you need 1 conquest. Then Conqueror is 2 conquest, and Guardian is 3 conquest. For this season, well, each season is kind of different, but for this season there are like 5 for soft core, 5 for hardcore. The one that I've done, the first one I've done was Avaris because that was easy, especially for season 15 when you earn double bounty chest when you complete your bounty. So you just need 5 runs. Normally you need 9 runs to get enough gold to achieve this status. So you do 5 runs for this season, store all the cash into your stash. You probably fill up more than 1 pages, and then after that you unequip your pets, stand right next to the stash, don't move, transfer all the cash into the stash, and then open all the boxes, and then continue to transfer more into your own personal space, and then open all. And as you move, you collect all the gold, you hit 50 million gold streak easily. So that one was the first one we've done. It's easy when you can clear T13 content fast enough because you need to still do it 5 times on the bounty. The second one we've done is the boss mode. Now boss mode is a very interesting experience. T10 or above, best to do it with more than 1 person, of course. 4 of us, Doob, Piper, my wife Cup, as well as myself, from the same clan. We completed it a couple of days ago. We've done it within, I think, 16 minutes, mainly because one of Piper was, is a witch doctor, have done it before, and he moved really fast across the map. So that was easy. Now, the last one I've done was the Greater Rift 45, which I'm going to show it to you in this video, without any set item equipped. Now, it's kind of a mixed bag because some classes I find it quite easy. Some classes I struggled. Like for example, Demon Hunter, I did it pretty straightforward for me. Nothing quite tedious for Demon Hunter. It was like, oh, that is Greater Rift 45, and I've done it. For classes like Crusader, man, I struggled for quite a fair bit. Now for Barbarian, I don't think I struggled that much, but it took quite a long time to complete as well, as you will see later. And mainly because the set item for Barbarian, you have to go through your set items. And and you kind of like know that the set item actually provide a lot of DPS boost for the build that I'm using, which is a Whirlwind. So without the set item is really, really poor, and also because I'm using a set weapon as well that give me the kind of like fury regeneration as well as the attack speed gain, without which it become very a handicap. So what I can say is that I think some classes are balanced towards the gear. Some classes are more balanced towards the skill itself, because if the skills are good, then normally you can do quite a good job, I think. But that's how I feel about the whole thing. So now, normally when I get a conquest like that, over the season, I will try to collect as many ancient as possible. But I also learned that sometimes it's not about ancient, it's about the fixes that you have on the non-set items. Now I'm going to show you what I've got, but don't laugh. Initially, I wanted to use one of the primal ancient I've got because I've looted this. And I say, well, why not I just use it, because it does make my number here like close to 2 million, which is even better than the set items I have. But again, it always goes back to the affixes that you have. Does it really work for your build or at all? So I think this is one of the weakest kind of like I think it's kind of weak. It's just one of those things because I thought the primal ancient would work really well, but it didn't. It was too slow for me to even enjoy the content. So I went through all my items, and I've decided to use the Mad Monarch Scepter, which is kind of nice because After 10 enemy, you see a poison over, and you, as you see the video later, it's rather interesting because you can see that there's a lot of poison coming along, and then also I've got this fulminator, which the lightning rod kind of concept is quite nice as well, because I don't use it for my BIS at all for any classes I have. But Conquest like that forces me to look into things that I normally would not look into. I think that's the gist of it. So this is quite interesting because you can sort of like damage over time one of the mobs, and then that become like a lightning rocks that would kind of like damage everything else kind of thing. So you can see a lot of poison, a lot of lightning. I thought it was rather interesting. The rest of it, nothing much really. Because I've got these items that turn my threatening shout to a chance to charm, and you'll see that instead of the war cry, I use the threatening shout as you can see later. I try to use ancient Fury of the Ancients, but I realized that with that war cry, I need the ignore pain. Initially I thought I could swap out the ignore pain and do like an ancient, the big ultimate thing, but I couldn't, so that is a bit of a shame. Nothing about this one except it's a rather high DPS glove, but I don't do any cold damage, so it's kind of a waste. Nothing really about the sometimes you see my resource is about 93%, and they give me a damage mitigation. That's about it, which is this icon here. It helps in some of the a lot of mobs around me, but when it comes to a boss fight or elite fight, sometimes it does drop off and they don't really see that debuff. I've got another Primal Ancient. I've got quite a few Primal Ancient in this season. All of them not that fantastic, but anyhow, this one is that the character released like another poison AoE kind of around. So it's kind of interesting to see all the poison coming out from the character. And last but not least, I also got fire, walking around the ground too. So I'm relying a lot on the orange tags, you call it the legendary weapon property, to have fire damage around me, to have like lightning damage as a damage over time that will do area damage around it, as a poison damage, and also releasing poison as well. So all along, all in all, and I thought it was rather interesting. So in the next bit of the video, and I'm just going to showcase to you how I have done it. And by the way, I thought the whole set was quite interesting looking as well, because it's all like skull, and I have a skull pad. And anyway, I hope you enjoy the next part of the video. So this is my first attempt, non-set items, doing a Greater Rift 45 first attempt. So normally I do Greater Rift 80 for my Barbarian this season so far. I do 85 in the group, but doing it without a set item can be really challenging. I think that's the whole idea, because Conquest is supposed to kind of like make you feel challenged, and when you've done it, you feel a little bit accomplished for your season journey. Now, normally when it comes to GR 45, with the set item is a lot easier, of course, but without it, then you rely on whatever set that you collect that may work for you. So you can see that the main hand weapon, the scepter, is collecting soul, which is the once you collect 10 soul, it releases a poison kind of like a nova, and you can see it with the icon there as well, which I'll show you in just a bit. You can see a little bit of like a lightning rod kind of thing, kind of interesting as well. By the way, the fight just now was a little bit messy because that mob is sitting right on top of the furnace and the fire thing below, and also there's a waller, there's like a frozen orb, and there's a melee target, so kind of like make it really hard. But in any case, you can see that you'll see things that normally don't see in my video for Barbarian, because the second weapon that I'm using kind of like, I think, Fulminator, that give you a lightning kind of like an effect around all the mobs. So the mob will turn into a lightning rod, have a chance of it, and then they will just kind of zap each other up. So this setup is very, very good for the area damage. And by the way, I just got the Pyron for the speed, so I'm moving a lot faster, which is kind of like useful, because I'm still trying to catch up on the progress. On the right hand side of the UI, you see a little like purple bar to it, and there's a progress. And you know, right now I'm slightly behind progress. The hourglass below is my progress that need to beat the game, meaning that I have to complete my game before time run out. So you can see right now it's matching it. The one on top is my progress, the little skull above the purple bar. Now I'm ahead of the progress because my marker moved beyond the hourglass marker. So the hourglass is where the game will ask us to do at minimum. So but yeah, I found that there's an elite there. So this elite is a health link, electrified, poison, enchanted, as well as warlock. So not too hard, at least at GR 45 level. Normally you have to run a little bit when the electrified kind of like start to spawn. And with the warlock it could be quite dangerous. But right now I'm pretty fine. The third icon is from the Akira Kuras from the chest item. So when I'm above 93% of resource, which is my theory, on the right hand side of the yellow glob, the damage reduction is 50%. So that is kind of useful. And then my fury charge will prop the Band of Might ring that will give me up to 70% damage reduction. And so on. So all in all, pretty tanky character, not really very good at DPS. And by the way, this part of the map is a little bit better than the previous one because it's the mob density is higher. Mine is just area build, so it works a little bit better. So you can see that when I collect enough soul, you can see the icon on the just now it exploded. The second last icon on the just above the hotbar, the one with the kind of scepter icon to it, like you say 4, 5, 7, and once you collect 10, it releases AOE. So that is kind of nice. As I walk on the ground turned to fire as well. I don't know whether you can see it, but there's a little bit of fire on the ground caused by my boot. So that's good. And if I'm near to mobs with more than 3, I think I'm releasing kind of like poison around me as well. So that's kind of nice. Now what you see here are 2 packs. In fact, there are 2 elite packs, 2 yellow elites. So I'm trying to down them both together. It's easier that way. And the threatening shout, which is the third icon on the hotbar, will charm the enemy. Not every enemy will get charmed, but I think some, when they do get charmed, you see like a little whirl, kind of like a whirlwind, whatever on top. Like right now here, you can see they are charmed. And once the enemy is charmed, they will do your binding. They will attack enemies for you. Not really a lot of help here, but at least some mitigation, I guess. But it's kind of fun looking at it. It's a lot of like lightning kind of damage. But that is about it. Mobs get charmed. Quite a lot of visual effect, by the way. So trying to get the mob down. I'm ahead of progress at this stage of the run, so I wasn't too worried about it. And I don't think I'm like any kind of like threat right now. I don't really see a lot of threat. No, not many scary moments. So I know that it's in my bag, but I still need to go through it. And sometimes map like this doesn't help when there's a lot dead in. Okay, so right now my priority, of course, is to find the next elite pack, as well as trying to get a big group of enemy like just now to gain progress. While elite give you the best progress because they give you the purple bubble, small guys like this one also give you progress. I normally wouldn't stop if there's not enough of them, but I'll sort of like do my best to clean them out if I see a sufficient number of it around me. Like now, yep, that's about it. I think some drop from the trees. No, there's another big bunch of it. So I'm trying to just get it all sorted. The peon. So it's a bit of lack of elite right now. I'm just cleaning out the crowd. Still ahead of schedule a bit. So and the well, I'm trying to see this area because normally there may be an elite hiding at a corner like this, because normally people, when they see the entrance, they will just dive into it. But I do sometimes see that they hide some elite mob somewhere. Now this is one elite pack, and I will try to see if I could find another one and bring them together and AoE them at the same time. But it seems that I couldn't, and I need to sort of like bring all the mobs together because they've been running around. Now this elite is rather interesting because it teleports and it sometimes disappears. So it's a little bit of hide and seek. It is fun to watch, fun to play, but it's not really fun for my progress because I need mobs that just stay there and let me just punch them. But it's not one of those. And now they disappear and reappear again. So and a little bit of hide and seek, and the frozen need to sort of like get away from it. Like suddenly it disappears. Like, where is it? Oh, okay, so there is it. Like there they are. So a little bit of like time wasting here. I get a little bit impatient as well because like, come on man, I don't have all day. So and at this point I was like, where is it? Have I killed it? Have I not? I couldn't remember. And all of a sudden, after 10 seconds, 15 seconds, it appeared nowhere. So yeah, it's not my favorite boss, although it was fun. That's what I was trying to say. So there's another Pyron. This is the Power Pyron. Power Pyron give me a lot of like at least up my damage quite substantially, and I abuse it to my best opportunity to just down as many mobs as I can around here, and try to find the next elite pack really, because the Pyron effect doesn't last forever, and I think it's now already like disappearing. So yep, unfortunately. So that is the end of the Pyron effect, I think. And there's a lot of mobs around. Quite happy. There's another elite somewhere. I think it's a tiny one, perhaps. It's the one that it's this one here, Orbiter and so on. So Orbiter is fine because I do move quite a fair bit. It doesn't really orbit around the elite normally. So it's a little bit tricky for the range player, I think, especially those that need to stand still. Then it forces you to move for quite a fair bit. But yeah, it's a big group here, so I was happy, but I was also quite careful not to stand under the poison because I don't know how many layers of poison there is. It's one of those mobs that when they die, they actually release poison on the ground. So just have to be careful about that. Okay, so progress reached, and I'm seeing the Rift Guardian. Now you can see that initially is very slow, and I think I have quite a lot of discussion with some of my friends on YouTube as well on the legendary gem. So I use the Bane of the Stricken, and I recognize that it's not really the best gem if you are leveling up to, say, greater with 60 or 70. But when the Guardian or even Elite get a little bit harder to down, like this case, the Bane of the Stricken works, I think, much better because each time I attack the target, my damage will go up, attack speed, everything stack up as well. It has the I think certain percentage against the Guardian as well. So you can see that towards the end, it gets faster and faster, and that's what I need. If I'm using Bane of the Powerful, it could fall off. Sometimes those buffs can fall off as well. It depends on when the last elite pack was. So I'm rather happy that I'm using Bane of the Stricken. No regret to level that and use it, especially for a situation like this. And yep, that is it. And I'm done with quite a lot of achievement, like Alone Tonight, 2020 Vision, Thrill, Swagger Like Us, Under My Skin, Quarter Rift Crisis, and so on. The reward is of course a portrait for the Guardian status, and I'm very happy to get it sorted. I will still continue to play the season 15 because I do want to push my Barbarian as much as I can. I think at least I should augment 3 or 4 or 5 ancient kind of like set item I have. If I could upgrade, find a nice bracer for my Barbarian, it would be good. But I don't think it is top build kind of class. So I think, you know, with this build, the most I could do is probably 85 for this Barbarian. Soloing anything higher than that could be rather painful. It depends on the map and so on. It depends on which kind of boss they are. Because I realize that some bosses like the like the gnome kind of boss that will have a lot of poison on the ground in a very big area. There's no way to get near them. And you know, unlike a ranged character that can really hit from afar. So, you know, bosses like that, I think that a melee character struggle a lot. All right, but I'll share with you more video as I continue the journey. All right, thank you for tuning in. Good luck with the season 15. Bye bye.